Hey everybody, welcome back to Cook's Corner. Today we're going to be making some salsa. This is a bonus video for you guys. I started making homemade salsa a couple weeks ago, and it's something that I really enjoy now. I've made it already 3 times in these last couple of weeks. It's great on tacos, it's great with chips, and so yeah, I'm here to share the recipe with you guys. So what we're going to want is we're going to want some tomatoes. Any kind of tomatoes are good. Beefsteak tomatoes are my favorite to use just because they're easier to chop, but romaines were on a good price. We got some red onion, we got some cilantro, a jalapeno pepper, and then we got our seasonings and our lemon juice. We don't have lime juice. Typically I like to have the lemon juice and the lime juice freshly squeezed, but right now all we have is this lemon juice, so this is what we'll be using. And then we got our garlic seasoning, we got our pepper, salt, cumin, and chili powder. And so after we're done all preparing this, I'll show you how to put it all together, and yeah, let's get to the prep work. Quick break from the prep work to just show you how to cut tomato well for a salsa. So you're gonna go down the side on one and cut almost to the bottom but not quite, and then keep on doing that at a nice spacing all the way down but not quite through, and then flip it for this last side so you don't cut yourself. And then you're gonna flip the tomato over, so now you're cutting this way, and you're gonna do the same thing, almost all the way down but not quite, all the way across. What you're doing is you're making yourself kind of a handle on the outside here. So now you can flip it sideways and you can just chop down and you get little cubes that come out. Then you're gonna get this little chunk at the end, and you're just gonna cut on the same lines that you had already cut on, and then just cube these last few. And there you get really nice small cubes of tomatoes. So we got all the chopping done. Now, one important thing when you're chopping for salsa is, especially for the onions, the cilantro, and the jalapenos, you're gonna wanna chop those very finely. So if you're watching, a good way to do that is just chop over them and then put them back into a pile, chop over them. Those things should be fine. After all that is done, you're just gonna dump it all into a bowl. 7 cups of tomatoes, 1 jalapeno, about half a cup of red onion, and then 1 clump of cilantro when you buy it at the store. I really love cilantro, so I end up putting a little bit more cilantro in than normal, but I love cilantro. So typically, again, I said I put normal. Normally I put in fresh lemon juice and lime juice, but we only have this right now, so you're gonna put in 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Regularly you would put one of lemon juice and 1 of lime juice, but we only have the lemon, so I'll put that in. Then you're gonna go to the salt, and you're gonna put 1 tablespoon of salt. Boom, right there. And then for the rest of the seasonings, you're going to put in I said tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of salt. And then for the rest of these, you're gonna put in 1/2 teaspoon. And for the chili powder, you're only gonna put in 1/4. So 1/4 chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of cumin, a little bit more than half. I like the flavor. And then garlic seasoning. This is one of my favorite seasonings. I use it in a lot of the things that I make. And usually I also put in full garlic, chopped up finely, but we don't have any garlic right now, so that will have to do. And then once you have all the seasonings in there, you're just gonna mix it up nicely. It always does end up being a little juicy, but that is fine. The tomatoes, I like using tomatoes that are a little bit less ripe, so they're a little bit further away from being ripe. They're a little bit harder, so that way it does minimize the juice, and it does also keep the salsa at a more thick, vegetable-y consistency. So you're gonna mix that up, and then it's good to let it sit in the fridge for about an hour. And that's a wrap. That's how you make a homemade salsa. This has been Cook's Corner. Hope you enjoy this recipe. Hope you can make it for your friends and family for your next gathering or games night. And we hope to see you guys again on our next video. From our family to yours, enjoy.